Up next, we have a C5 Corvette. I had one of these cars. I love these cars. You can't beat the look of black either. Run 1 is complete. We made 305 horsepower and 327 foot-pounds of torque. This was another example of the vehicle being calibrated too lean, so we were in the high 13s and we didn't have enough fuel to make good power. So I think when we write our calibration to the vehicle, we're going to see some gains pretty well immediately, and then probably a little as we add timing. We've already picked up about 14 horsepower just with our calibration using some fueling data that we had clues to from our drives with the calibration that was on the car. We're now at 319 horsepower and 337 foot-pounds, so that's 10 foot-pounds peak torque more as well. I'm going to minimize this and go to the data log view. And fueling is real close. We want to see the purple line lay right on top of the green line. Green line's target, purple is actual. So we've got maybe 2.5% error right now that we need to bake out of that calibration. We're only at 23 degrees at peak torque, ramping to about 25 after peak torque. So we may have a little more power to gain with a little additional timing. We're going to get the MAF calibrated and get the 2% error removed, and we will add 1 degree of timing and proceed from there. Pull number 3, we had a peak of 321 horsepower and 36 foot-pounds. If you ask me, just by looking at the curves, it didn't really pick up any power with another degree added. We're going to add 1 additional degree just to make sure it doesn't find any additional power on top of this. I know with these motors, sometimes the gains are so small you don't really see them unless you add a couple degrees at a time. We're going to do that. We're going to see if it actually does pick up power anywhere, because maybe it liked a little more after peak torque. We're going to see. And after that, we will pull timing out until we see a slight power drop. Run 4, as expected, we saw just a little bit of a gain. We're at 323 horsepower and 340 foot-pounds of torque. And as you can see in the lower RPM ranges, we did not have nearly as significant of a gain as in the higher RPM ranges. I think this calibration is probably about where the car wants to be. It may take another degree, but we don't need to push it any harder at this point. We ran a 5th and final pull as a sanitization check. I took out some timing below 5200. And I had it about half a degree above that, just ramping it in slowly towards red line. And as we see, power did not noticeably drop off. We actually picked up just a little at peak because of the additional timing gain. It's not worth pushing this car harder than this, but now we have a timing curve that is really indicative of what the car truly wants. So, good gains from where we started off. I will start another video and show you the timing graph. Here is the timing graph the car came in on, and here is the timing curve that we found by actually calibrating the car. So pretty big difference there. When we are full throttle, we are in this area right here, so we are 3-4 degrees lower at peak torque and around 2 degrees lower at red line. Less timing, still making more power because fueling's right. All you have to do is get fueling in the ballpark, and then timing flows from there.